What's going on? Play Game here, back with another Epic 7 video, and today we're taking on the rerun Advent side story Alicia of the Ice. Now, we were able to clear all three difficulties: normal, hell, and epic hell. We'll be talking about all three in this one. I'm showcasing, I think, hell and epic hell in this video, but the strategy is pretty much the same for normal. But starting off with phase number 1, Alicia here grants herself stealth every turn, so you're going to want AoE, heavy AoE damage on phase number 1, and you want to take out those crystals, because if she S3s with those crystals present, it's going to be a bad time for it. Okay, phase number 2 here, we're bringing in a bit of support this time. We got a lot of buffs coming, we got some defense buffs, we got attack buff, all that good stuff. But here Alicia does activate an extra attack against enemies that have less than 2 buffs, so that's why you'll see a lot of buffs on this one. If you can bring in these types of units that are going to give you that mono element, right? We got grass units here, and then they are able to provide buffs. We brought in Vivian because, hey, why not? She gives us immunity, keeps us from getting debuffed in phase number 2. On phase number 3, this one, honestly, you can pretty much bring whatever you want. For the most part, we did bring in our Destina because she does cleanse, because you do get hit with debuffs on phase number 3. But if she does get attacked by AoE attacks, she hits you with like a super strong attack, so it's important that you bring in single target damage dealers. For this one, you know, we just brought in, again, mono element, not too big, but I mean, any other units that you have, if you can bring in that mono element, is going to give you that bonus on attack. But you saw we got Violet and we got our Zahak there just to put in damage. Moving on to epic hell. So that was hell mode. Moving on to epic hell. This one is a bit harder. We were able to kind of auto the first one, auto, semi-auto. You don't necessarily need to auto it. This one does take a bit more moving gear around in order to get right, but the strategy is the same. You want to bring heavy AoE, and you want to dispel the specific buffs that Alicia gets this time. She gets like a defense buff and an attack buff. So when you start off in phase number 1, it's going to be important that you remove that defense buff, and in order to, or the attack buff. In order to remove the attack buff, you need to hit her, I believe it's 5 times with AoE after those crystals are dead. So once you get rid of those crystals, you'll hit her with AoEs as much as you can to get rid of the attack buff. Otherwise, your people are going to have a really bad time. Moving on to phase 2 and phase 3. All right, moving on to phase number 2, we're bringing in command model Laika again and Alencia. This time though, we're switching out Vivian for Violet. He does need a lot of support though, I will say that. This one is a bit harder because there were plenty of times where he just didn't dodge, and that's kind of Violet's thing. Sometimes he doesn't dodge, but when he does, it's pretty much GG. But here, you do want to get as many single target hits on the ad as possible. You want to remove that defense buff. I believe it's 5 or 6 hits that you need to do single attacks on that mini ad that Alicia comes with. After you do that is just a free-for-all, getting her down to as little HP as possible so you can move on to phase number 2 here. But the great thing about bringing command model Laika is that because of all the souls that you gathered in phase number 1, you can just soul burn her S3 and have that immunity up constantly. You do want 2 or more buffs, otherwise it's going to be a bad time. The 2-turn defense break with the soul burn on Alencia's S1 is also pretty big. You do want some effectiveness on your Alencia. She has, I believe, 50 effectiveness already from Mind's Eye. So you just need like 30-40 more effectiveness to be able to get past her 100% effect res and able to land those defense breaks. You can still get 15%, but there is that. Moving on to phase number 3 here, speed tuning. Speed tuning is going to be your best friend here. You want Asaria to go first, get that defense break. We did put her on Song of Stars to get that target, but I don't necessarily think that you need it. After she goes, you want to push up the Luna here to do as much damage as possible. You saw that we were able to soul burn Isaria's S1. So the pattern is Isaria defense breaks on the S3. When she comes back around, she's going to reset the Emilia, and then the Emilia is going to continue pushing up the Luna, and it's pretty much GG after that. Once you finish gaining or earning as many of these little crystal things as possible, the snake scales, you're going to want to buy out the entire shop, everything that you can. If you don't have enough energy, you can always skip the Gift of Tranquility that you really don't need, and the Epic Penguins you could always skip, but you're definitely going to want the gems, especially if you want to push forward in RTA or PvP later down the line. Everything here is going to be good. It just takes some farming, so it is going to take quite a bit of energy for you to pick up, but you definitely want to pick up these white snake fangs. And so you're able to buy a total of 10 using the snake scales. And so if you are able to buy all 10, you're able to use those 10 to pick up these Dark Connection summons. Now you get one summon from the reputation, I believe. So once you complete all of the reputations here, you'll get one of these Dark Connection summons, plus the 4 that you can pick up from the exchange shop gives you a total of 5 Dark Connections, which gives you one 3 to 5 star summon. Okay, it gives you one 3 to 5 star summon, but it gives you a chance at an ML 5 star. So it's highly encouraged to pick that up, because you might get lucky. After that, you're only gonna have 6 of these snake fangs left if you're only able to clear hard or hell mode. If you do clear epic hell, you do get additional white snake fangs. You get 5 more, so you can only clear it 5 times, but you do get 5 more white snake fangs. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's the only difference from your normal hell and epic, right? Is the epic hell does give you a few more white snake fangs, and that's going to let you pick up the rest of these gem selection chests. But you'll have a few left over, and the priority here for picking up these gem selection chests are going to be Destruction, Death Pen, and Life Steal. So in the order I would place them in would be probably Destruction first, and then Death Pen and Life Steal. So Destruction, we have been getting some free gear, free destruction gear. We got some AI destruction gear that was actually pretty nice. And destruction gear now is really good. So if you end up farming Banshee, there's that. Death Pen gear, you don't get a lot of that, but when you do pick up some of that gear, it'll be nice to be able to mod out any unwanted stats. Everything else you could potentially skip, but if you do clear epic hell, you'll be able to pick up, I believe, everything else. All right, that's gonna be it for me. Let me know your thoughts on this rerun Kiss of Frost. Have you been able to do hard hell or even epic hell mode? If so, let me know your team comps in the comment section below. Like always, you have to enjoy the video, hit that like button if you haven't subscribed. Hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.